you were paranoid because everybody's out to get you. It's true. But other times it's not true. This is Stacy, and we've got Carol filling in for Tony this week. We have a story out of Texas, El Paso, Texas. A Kentucky woman was visiting the state. She has been accused of fatally shooting her Uber driver because she mistakenly thought he was kidnapping her and driving her to Mexico. I'm assuming to put her into some sort of sex trade or something. I don't know.
Don't know.
I don't. It's weird. So the incident occurred last Friday. Her name is Phoebe Copas. She's 48. She was traveling in an Uber en route to a casino to meet her boyfriend. According to court documents, she allegedly became alarmed upon seeing road signs for Mexico, Juarez, Mexico, leading to her panic. She reportedly then retrieved a handgun because don't you travel to Texas with a handgun? She's visiting from Kentucky. How do you just put it in your suitcase then?
Maybe because maybe she thought she was going to drink at the casino, so she was taking an Uber there. I don't know. Maybe she drove from Kentucky to El Paso.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I don't know.
That'd be a hell of a drive, though, I would think. But so she retrieved the handgun from her purse and then shot the driver right in the freaking head. So here's my question. The vehicle then crashed into a concrete barrier. So the guy's driving and she decides she's going to kill the driver while he's driving?
Yes. That's what she did.
Are you that dumb?
Because she could have died in the accident just as well.
Bingo.
So that just makes no sense.
None of it makes any sense. She is said to have taken a photo of the scene and then sent it to her boyfriend before she called 911.
Why do you do
Daniel Piedra, I can't pronounce this guy's name. Daniel
Piedra? Piedra?
Yes, Garcia was rushed to the hospital with severe injuries, but tragically his family announced on a GoFundMe page that he had passed away after being taken off life support. The woman was arrested at the scene. She now faces charges of aggravated assault causing serious bodily injury. She's also been charged with murder once he passed away. Investigators had stated that the evidence gathered does not support the occurrence of a kidnapping. They were actually not even deviating from the intended destination. He is an Uber driver. He knows the area. He probably was just taking her the quickest way to get there.
Right.
Lopez's niece believed that the negative assumptions about the southern U.S. border may have influenced her mind. She emphasized that people often need to truly understand reality before making assumptions based on news and social media. Her uncle had an enthusiasm for driving Uber, noted that he provided well for his family and enjoyed meeting new people. This woman's bond has been set at $1.5 million.
I have two comments on this.
Yes,
Number
ma'am.
one is she's in El Paso. El Paso is right across the river from Juarez. So, of course, you're going to see signs for Juarez. It's like where I live in Kansas, and here's a sign for Oklahoma City, because that road will eventually take you to Oklahoma City. You see signs for other towns.
Right.
So that makes no sense to me. You would expect to see a sign for Juarez. The other thing is, if she really did think he was taking her to Juarez, you have to cross the border, and you're going to stop at the border. That's when you would be like, I'm being kidnapped. Right. And it's only like 2 miles to the border. So you could have gotten out. There would be help at the border. And then the other thing is, my second comment, is that if you're in an Uber, and I've done this, like say I'm in Nashville or someplace, and Chicago, wherever. So I'm at this point, I want to go to that point, and I'm watching the driver drive there because I don't know this city. I don't know the route, but I can tell we're making our way to my destination. You can follow along. You can see, just like how you watch your Uber driver coming to you, and it's like, okay, he's at the corner up the street. Here he comes down my street. You step outside and you wait for him. You can do that once you're in the car.
Right.
I think that makes no sense. Even you can now, I think with Uber, there's an app or a way like her boyfriend could follow her route. So you can make sure someone gets someplace safely. So there was ways that she could have handled that. And like, was she high or what? I don't understand. Like if I'm in an Uber and I think, oh my God, this guy's taking me the wrong place, the last thing I'm going to do is shoot him because then I could end up dead.
And that's the part that's not making any sense to me. She absolutely panicked. And what caused her to have this panic? Was it just
meth?
The media pounding into her head that anybody who's not white might be up to, dirty deeds coming after you? I mean, it's just, he's driving an Uber and you're in El Paso, Texas. He is going to be probably, I don't want to categorize here, but the chances that he's pasty white are pretty slim.
You're in El Paso.
Yeah.
And then too, if you are that kind of person who would even number one, I wouldn't have a gun in my handbag, but like that, I have to take a gun and my automatic response is, oh my God, I see a sign for Juarez. I'm being kidnapped. I'm going to kill him. Like that isn't even how my brain would work. And if you think that the Uber guy might kidnap you, then why would you take an Uber?
It's a good point.
How'd the boyfriend get to the casino? Maybe he could have Ubered over and she could have gone back with him. I don't know. But
a lot of different options. And the fact
something else
she
here.
Had a cell phone.
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
No, she could have called the cops right then and there and said, I'm in an Uber and I'm concerned I'm being kidnapped.
She's got a phone because she needs it for the Uber.
Yeah. And then she takes a photo of the scene and sends it to her boyfriend before she calls 911. What's a boyfriend? I mean, he's at the casino waiting for her. And here comes this picture of, here's a guy I just shot in the head. I mean, what the hell kind of relationship
that makes no sense.
do you have?
That makes no sense.
No.
None of it makes sense. I think this is a story that there's something else behind it because it just makes no sense. And I think that Uber has something on their app. Like if you think this driver, because bad things happen all the time. It can happen in an Uber. It can happen everywhere. But I think there is some sort of safety thing on the app. And they can track the person so they know where you're at. And I think you always have to be aware. Even if you are in an Uber, it's a good idea to follow the route. It's a good idea to make sure you know where the guy's going. Check their rating. Like the guy's got a great rating. The guy's got a 3. Don't want him.
Absolutely. Yeah. The whole thing is just really twisted. And I was just looking, I just found it on a BBC website. So yay, the entire world gets to hear about this story.
It just makes no sense.
No, it doesn't. But, stupid's going to do what stupid's going to do.
This is the Hidden Killers Podcast.
Want more? Start binging on all of our true crime podcasts right now through Apple Podcasts and get an ad-free experience when you sign up to be a True Crime Today Premium Plus member exclusively on Apple Podcasts.
More of the Hidden Killers Podcast dropping soon.
Press subscribe now.